Hi, welcome. We're going to be doing a throat chakra practice today. I've been working on all the chakras, so today we're working on our throat chakra, the fifth chakra. And for our throat chakra, it's not always about, like for me, with my throat chakra, why I feel sort of limited in here is as a teacher in a quiet environment, my voice is fine. But as I go into a louder environment, a bar, a party, or somewhere where there's a lot of noise and talking, my voice just doesn't carry. I can't be heard. So I strain so much to speak. But additionally, as a teacher, and as I'm always doing the talking in my class, as maybe sometimes that's the case for you guys, it might be an opportunity to notice that the throat chakra could also mean about listening more. So maybe you need to relax and release from your throat chakra and do more listening. So just take whichever side you think you might be on for this practice. We are going to start in a comfortable seated pose. I am sitting up on a blanket. I have 2 blocks here. I also have a strap handy, keeping it by the back side of my mat. So before we get started, we're going to come into a hand mudra as we begin our practice. So for the throat chakra, our hand mudra is going to be intertwining the fingers, letting the thumbs touch, and allowing this to just settle in your lap. Okay? So you're going to start to sit up nice and tall. Try and let the ankles come right underneath the knees if you can in your seated pose. I have my right leg forward. We're going to switch sides, so don't worry, we'll get both sides. But close your eyes. For the throat chakra, the color is blue. So in your mind's eye, maybe you're looking up to the sky and seeing a bright blue sky. Maybe you're looking out onto a crystal clear blue ocean. But find what the color blue is for you. And then take a deep breath in and feel that blueness just coming into the body. Exhale through the mouth and let it be audible. Hear yourself breathing. Feel the breath as it comes through the throat. Take another deep breath in. Exhale out through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Come to your Ujjayi breath. So as we were exhaling, it's almost like you're fogging up a window. Now with your Ujjayi breath, you're going to do that same breath that we were just doing, but with your lips closed. And as you close the lips, it allows the breath to come up through the throat, and it creates a wave-like sound. Just a nice reminder to stay present on your mat. Breathing in and out through the nose, your Ujjayi breath. And as you are here breathing, I just want to read to you some affirmations for the throat chakra. So we're going to just settle where you are. Keep your breath in and out through the nose. I hear and I speak the truth. I am expressing myself with clarity and confidence. Creativity flows in and through me. I am an important voice in the world, and my voice is heard. I share my experiences and wisdom. I know when it's time to listen. I listen to my body and my feelings to know what my truth is. I am safe and trust others to allow me to express myself truthfully. I live in my truth. I communicate my truth. I am the truth. And I acknowledge the power of my word to create what I intend to speak. Take another breath in and out. And slowly start to release your hand mudra. You can roll your wrists and open and close your fingers. And crack open your eyes. And we're going to take our hands, right? And either hands to the throat, or you can take the fingers and wrap them around the back of the neck And let the heels of the hands come forward just enough so that you can feel the throat without tightening the hands. And here we're going to feel the throat chakra. We're going to feel the vibrations. We're going to feel the energy, feeling that throat chakra start to spin and spiral. And we're going to do that by chanting Om 3 times. So let's first take a deep cleansing breath in. Exhale fully. Now inhale. 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 Releasing the hands to either side of your thighs. Feel the fingerprints in the mat. Soften the shoulders away from the ears and just pause, noticing the vibrations of your throat. Feeling the release of your hands, but still noticing that chakra, that fifth chakra. With your eyes closed, the color is blue. From here, allow your chin to dip in towards the chest. Slowly roll the head to the right, reach long through the left arm. Roll your head through center, over to the left, reach your right arm long. Come back into center and lifting the chin, find a neutral spine, reaching through the crown of the head. From here, my right finger stay, left arm up over the ear. Look down towards the mat first, and then turn to look under the left armpit. And as you do that, spin your heart to the sky. Ground your left sits bones, reach the left arm long. As you come to center, left hand to the right thigh. Right hand behind you, sitting up tall. Inhale, exhale, twist, look over the right shoulder. Now here, your chin is slightly tucked towards the chest. Just notice these little things that you do with the neck and the head. And then come back into center. Reach both arms up overhead. We're going to clasp your hands and bring it behind your head. Now as you inhale, open the elbows wide. Let the heart come forward, almost as if I'm pushing into your upper back. Your shoulder blades touch. As you exhale, tuck your chin just slightly. Let the elbows come in. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, close and round. Inhale, open, lift, cradle your head. As you exhale, fold it in, just round. Releasing. We're going to switch the cross of your legs. If you need to extend them, and then cross the legs again. Finding your sits bones. We'll take the hands over to the other side, opposite sides of the mat. Let your chin dip in again. Sweep it over to the left. Come back through center to the right. And back through center. Find a neutral spine. We're going to take the left hand to the mat, right arm up over this time. Look to the ground first. And then take your gaze under the right armpit. Notice if you're rounding and open the heart. Come to center, right hand, left knee, left hand behind you, sitting up tall. Inhale, exhale, twist. Look over the left shoulder. Chin in just slightly. As you inhale, unwind. Come back to center. We're going to take the hands, clasp them overhead the awkward way if you can. Bring it behind your head. As you inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the side bodies, and open the elbows. Cradle your head. Open the throat. As you exhale, elbows to the temples, tucking the chin slightly and round. Inhale, lift and open. Lift. Exhale, round, pull in. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, round and pull in. Start to find a neutral spine, releasing the hands. We're going to let whatever you're sitting on come out from underneath you. Just place it to the side. And we're going to roll down onto your back. So use your core, roll down slowly, tuck the chin, round and come to the mat. Let your heels come in close to your seat. Let your feet be hip distance apart, toes are forward. Now, like we just did with our arms, we're going to do this to engage our abdominals. So take your hands and clasp the hands behind the head. And here on your mat, take a breath in, let the elbows push into the floor. As you exhale, let the elbows come to the temples. Lift the shoulders off of the mat. Maybe the chin tucks enough so that you can look to the thighs, but still keep a distance between the chin and the chest. Lower down, breath in, elbows open. Exhale, lift, pull the elbows in. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, squeeze and close. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, squeeze, close. Inhale, open. Exhale and close. Lower down. Release the arms. See if you can just take the hands the awkward way behind your head now, linking the fingers and taking the opposite thumb in front. From here, we're going to take the right leg up to the sky. Make sure as you do this, you're pushing your lower back to the mat. And then let your right leg lower to about 45 degrees so that the legs are in line with one another. Now from here, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to also draw the knee in. So take a big breath here. Elbows push into the mat. Exhale, elbows in, lift, draw the knee and the elbows in towards one another. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull it in and squeeze. Try and let the elbows and the shoulders lift higher as opposed to bringing the knee in closer, right? So don't let the knee come to you. Let the elbows go to the knee. Keep on breathing. Keep on lifting and squeezing. Try to maintain some distance between the chin and your chest. We have one more on this side. And release. Left leg to the sky. Slowly lower to about 45 degrees so the legs are in line. Same thing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift and pull it in. So it doesn't need to be really dramatic. You don't have to be firm and closing them in tight. Just open and close gently. Lifting the shoulders off of the mat. Feel your core. Feel the head as you're cradling it. Breathing out as the knee comes in. Inhaling as you lower down. We have two more. One more. You're going to release. We'll bring the arms down the sides of the body. Just prepare for a bridge pose. So let's lift the hips up. Take a breath in. Tuck the shoulders slightly underneath you. Lifting as high as possible. Just it's early still. Just enough to feel your core stretch as you breathe into the belly. Notice the hip flexors open. And then start to lower your hips to the mat. Take the right ankle to the left thigh for figure four. Pushing the knee open, threading it through if that's something you want to do. Activating both feet. Noticing your lower back pushes down to the mat as you're drawing your shin in. My right elbow keeps pressing the knee open. Release the hands. Let your left foot land. Find your strap. And we're going to take the ball of the right foot right up to the sky. And we're going to loop the strap around it. Each hand grabs a strap. Slide it down. Let the triceps come in to the mat and the elbows hug the side body. Now, we're going to draw your foot back towards your face. Really pull it back. And keep that engagement as you're drawing the foot back towards the face. Get the low back to the mat. We're going to take the straps into the right hand. Now here you have the option to extend the left leg or ground your left leg, up to you. You can keep it bent or straight. Now keep that engagement of drawing back towards the back of the mat and then open the right leg out to the side. Now feeling for that left hip lifting, make sure that either the left hand helps guide the hip to the mat, or maybe you're just guiding it down by pulling the left hip to the mat. Now, keep drawing your right foot towards the back of the mat. Maybe even tip the toes down and lift the heel to the sky. See how that feels. Now, for your gaze, turn and look to the left. Notice how that feels on your head and neck. Turning and looking the opposite way of the leg. Bringing it back up into neutral, take the leg to the sky, switch hands, and now take the leg to the right and the gaze, take the gaze to the left, take the leg to the left and the gaze to the right. And what helps in this pose, maybe taking your thumb and putting it in your right hip crease, pressing down and away, creating a little bit more side body stretch or side body length. And then come back to center. Release the strap from the foot. Let the foot float to the mat. Switching sides, we'll come to figure 4 first. Bend the right knee, left ankle to figure 4. Push it away. Maybe thread it through if you want. Push the left elbow into the left knee. Flex and activate your feet. Pull your spine to the mat. From here, release the hands, right foot lands, take your strap. Place it around the ball of your left foot. Strap in each hand, slide them down. Triceps to the mat, elbows hug in. Now here's where you're drawing the foot back towards the back of the mat. If you need a couple of pulses, you can do that. One leg might feel tighter than the other. And then we're going to take both straps into the left hand. Here's the opportunity to extend the right leg if you want. We're going to take the right leg out to the side, to the left. Or take the left leg out to the left. Take the right arm out to the side or the right. Your gaze goes to the opposite of the left leg. So my left leg is left, my gaze is to the right. Keep your right hip on the mat. Keep drawing the left foot towards the back of the mat. Maybe lift the heel and let the toe turn down on the left foot. Just notice how the gaze and how the neck feels in this pose. Slowly we'll bring it back up to center, releasing the foot, float it down, nice and slow. And just pause here for a moment on your back, taking a deep breath in, exhale it out, envision the color blue. Breathe it in. Open the mouth, audible exhale. Draw the knees in towards your chest, pulling the knees in, and then make your way to all fours your way. So you can roll over, you can rock and roll. Find your way to all fours. And we're gonna make sure that the wrists are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips. And for now, just move the head as you might want to. So if you want to shake your head yes and no, you want to let your head hang, let your head hang. Just let your head do its own thing. Notice the neck, what positions you feel you like to move your neck in. I personally don't really love when I have to do my chin open too much. Just, that's just personal for me. But now move through cat and cow. So as you inhale, drop your belly, gaze is up. Soften the belly down, stretch the core, take the gaze up and open your throat chakra. As you exhale, press, lift, and round. Tuck your chin, even press into the tops of the feet to engage the core. Inhale, lift, lower the belly. Exhale, press, lift, and round. Maybe even knees hover off of the mat. Lower the knees, inhale, lift the heart. If you want to curl the toes here, you can. Stretching the underside of your feet, and then round, pressing, lifting. From here, make your way on into a puppy pose. So walk the arms forward, and then start to melt your heart towards the mat. And let your tailbone stay high. See if you can bring your chin to the mat. Now, if you can't bring your chin, your forehead's okay. Be here for a moment. Breath in and out. And slide onto your stomach. And get comfortable here on your stomach. Let the hands walk their way down the lower part of your rib cage. Move your hips from side to side. Lift your right leg, walk it long. Lift your left leg, walk it long. Let your big toes touch. Push into the tops of the feet, activate the legs. So here, my wrists and elbows are in line. And take your forehead to the mat. Now as you inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders down the back body. Draw the elbows back, lift the chest, any amount. Grip the mat with your hands, and as if your hands are glued to the mat, we're going to push down and pull back to let your heart come more forward. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Keep your legs active. Forehead comes to the ground. Releasing. Re-engage the legs. One more time, Cobra, lift up. This time, why don't we look over the right shoulder. Come back to center, maybe dip the head down. Lift up again, look over the left shoulder. Slowly make your way down. Come back into a child's pose. Reach your arms long, draw your sits bones back. And then find your downward dog. So in your downward dog, just pedal out your feet. And if you can see the heels, you can see your heels from the inside, inner part of the foot, then let your heels turn out a little bit, just so you can't see your heels. Then come up on the ball of both feet, bend the knees, chest towards your thighs. Tip your tailbone to the sky like we did in that puppy pose. And then any amount, straighten the legs, lower your heels. They may not touch the ground. Keep your side bodies long by pushing into the mat. Grip the mat with your fingers. Spin your inner elbows forward to engage the arms. Really grab the mat. From here, roll forward. Maybe the chin stays to the chest until you get to your plank pose. Then you look forward. Lower slowly all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Now from here, maybe what we could do first is lift up for Cobra, maybe look up, and then dip the head down, draw the chin in towards the chest, and lengthen the back of your neck. Lower down, take the arms out to the sides, tense your fingers, lift the elbows towards the sky, maybe a little bit back towards the back of the mat. Press into the fingers, lift and roll up, chin to the chest. As you lift up, maybe look up, open the throat for gecko. Tuck the chin, roll your way back down. One more time, roll up, chin to chest. Lift up, open the throat. Exhale, maybe rewind the way you came. Slowly come back, child's pose. Counter. Breath in and out. Taking downward facing dog again, lift the hips. Deep breath in, audible exhale. Ah. Another time, inhale. Ah. Come up on the balls of the feet and make your way forward. Maybe you're heel toeing, maybe you're bending the knees. Get your way towards the front of the mat. Let your feet be wide, bend the knees, chest to thighs, grab opposite elbows. If you want to sway, sway. If you don't. You can let your hands hold the elbows. Release your hands and grab the hands the awkward way. Opposite elbows. Release your fingers, heel toe your feet towards one another. Rooting down on the feet, bend the knees, hands to the hips with a flat back. Rise up, reach the arms. Mountain pose, pause, just settle, close your eyes. Let the body just reset. Come back to your hand mudra, clasp the fingers, let the thumbs touch. Be here in your mountain pose, close the eyes, the color is blue. Breathe in through the nose. Audible exhale. Reach your arms up, inhale. Grab opposite elbows. Walk your way towards the elbows a little bit more. Feel the crown of the head on the forearms. Inhale, separate your feet just slightly. Exhale, side bend to the right. Now let your left foot ground and look under the left armpit. So maybe you're spinning the heart to the sky. Pushing your right elbow forward. Come to center, arms lift. Cross them the awkward way. Walk the fingers close as you can. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale, side bend left. Shift your gaze under the right armpit. Maybe the left elbow presses a little bit more forward to get you to spin your heart to the sky. Come back to center, release the arms. Either here, maybe grabbing opposite elbows behind you, or clasping your hands. You can draw the knuckles down, lift it off the sacrum, open the heart. Maybe you open the throat a little bit. As you release, tuck your chin, round to hug the arms around your body. As you inhale, open, clasp the hands the awkward way. Lift and open, maybe your opposite elbows. Release, round, hug the awkward way too, other arm. Releasing, arms lift and reach. Exhale and dive. Inhale, hands to your shins. Lift up, look up, open the throat, like Cobra pose. As you exhale, bend the knees, step back with your left leg. Lower your left knee to the ground, untuck the toes, come on up to the top of the right thigh. Sink the hips if you want to, reach the arms, root down through the right heel, press into the top of the left foot. Find your low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Release the hands to the mat, curl your back toe. Now for me, it helps to walk my left knee back a little bit and then straighten my front leg. Fold over the right leg. Turning the torso just a little to the right. Draw the toes towards the face. Heart pulls forward towards the foot. From here, we're just going to step into the right foot, lift the back knee, feet meet, and just fold your way in. Root down, rise up, take the arms and lift. As you exhale, float the arms down. Inhale, hands to the shins, find your length. As you exhale, bend the knees, step back with your right foot. Now lower your right knee gently down, untuck the toes, left knee and ankle are in line. Climb your way to the top of your left thigh, sink the hips just slightly, keep hugging this left hip in. Everything squeezes into the middle, or we're squeezing this left hip back, right hip forward. So everything pulls in. Left hip back, right hip forward, legs squeeze in. Arms reach if you want. Lift the head when you're ready. Anjaneyasana. Hands release. Curl your back toe, lift the back knee, walk it back, straighten your front leg, and fold. Blocks are also an option here too. So if you want to grab your blocks, you need a little bit more support. Take your blocks, turn the torso to the left and fold. Keep drawing the toes towards your face, twisting just a little to the left. Come back to center with your foot. Blocks can go to the sides if you use them. Let's just step to meet feet and fold. Root down, rise up, reach up. Hands to the heart. Separate your feet. About hip distance, maybe a little wider. Take your arms up and then sweep them behind you. Clasp the hands here if you can, or opposite elbows. Take a breath in, lift the chest. As you exhale, bend the knees, chest and thighs meet. Look forward like Cobra pose. Fold in any amount. Chest still maintains contact with the thighs. Keeping the knuckles to the sky, shoulders away from the ears. Let your head go. Releasing the hands, releasing them to the floor. Root down, rise up, reach the arms. As you exhale, arms sweep behind you. Clasp the awkward way, draw the knuckles down, heart lifts. Keep the thumbs off of the sacrum. Bend the knees, chest to thighs, knuckles reach back, heart comes forward. Straighten the legs any amount. Head lets go. Shoulders from the ears. Slowly bend the elbows, releasing the arms gently to the ground. Find your length, inhale, lift, and look up. And as you exhale, heel toe the feet into touch. We're going to step back with the left foot. Lower your left knee to the ground, untuck the toes. This time right up into Anjaneyasana, lift the arms. Grab opposite elbows here if you can. Walk the hands to the elbows. Lift in the side body, maybe lean back. Not just in the head, the whole upper body. As if I'm pressing into the upper back to lift your heart up. And then release the arms. Curl your back toe, lift your back knee. We're going to step back this time into a plank pose. Lower all the way down onto your belly, untuck the toes, locust pose, arms reach back. Clasp the hands here like we just did. Lift that heart, maybe the legs float off of the mat. Slowly release, hands to the mat. Child's pose. Maybe you curl the toes in your child's pose, and downward facing dog. From here, we're going to make our way back to the front of the mat. Find your breath and lengthen and fold. Root down to rise up, reach. Exhale, dive down. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, step back with the right leg. Lower your right knee to the ground, untuck the toes. Root down on the feet, rise up. Remember, squeezing everything in. Left hip back, right hip forward, arms up. Grab opposite elbows the awkward way. Walk the hands down the elbows. Lift the chest, lift the side bodies, and then maybe you go back a little bit. Look to the sky, but try and keep the head in line with the arms. Release the arms, bring it down. Curl your back toe, lift your back knee. Take it to plank pose. To your belly. Untuck the toes. Arms reach. Clasp the hands the awkward way. Locust pose. Lift. Release. Come into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Come up on the toes, bend the knees, looking forward. As you exhale, make your way to the front of the mat. When you right hands to the shins, lengthen and then fold. Root down on the feet, rise up, reach your arms. As you exhale, hands to the heart, mountain pose. Close your eyes, the color is blue. Take a breath in, reach. As you exhale, arms come down to the sides of the body. We're going to take the hands behind you to the hips. Let your fingers either be a little bit more towards the sky, or it can be a little bit out the sides, but if you can get your hands onto your hips, separate your feet, hip distance, draw the elbows back. Press your hips forward, keep the chin to the chest. Just press the hips forward as if you're pressing those hips into a wall that was in front of you. Now here, if it feels okay, you can open the throat. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, elbows draw in towards one another's, hip presses forward. Now tuck your chin, lift the hips, release into a forward fold. Take your breath, lift and find your length. As you exhale, bend the knees. We'll step back with your left foot. Pivot and plant your left foot and grab a block if you can. Place the block on the inside of your right foot. Right hand comes to the block. Now, hug the right hip in, and we're going to bring your left hand to your hip. So keep looking to the ground, and then let the left elbow spin to the sky. Let your heart turn towards the left side of your mat. Now from here, start to take your gaze over the left shoulder, and then reach the left arm to the sky. Look up towards the left thumb. Tuck your chin just a little. Hug the right hip in. Press into the left outer foot. Slowly unwind. Come to the ball of your back foot. Release the block. Step forward this time, just fold. Root down to rise up. Mountain pose. One more time with our standing camel. Take the hands to the hips. Fingers maybe a little bit more to the sky. We're going to separate your feet hip distance. Press the hips forward first. Tuck your chin. Hips come forward. Elbows draw in. Shoulders away from the ears. Once you're here, lengthen the sides of your body and then open the throat. Tuck your chin. Draw the hips back. Fold gently forward. Release the hands. We're going to step back with the right foot. Pivot and plant your right foot. Grab your block. Place it the inside of your left foot. Now, make sure that you are pressing into the outside of the foot so much that the arch here in this right foot lifts. Left hand comes to the block. Now, your left hip wants to stick out. Pull it in and underneath you. Right hand to the hip. So, hug the left arm into the left leg and the left leg into the left arm and pull this left hip underneath. Now, take your right elbow to the sky. Take your gaze to the sky. Reach the right arm up and look to the right thumb. Keep pressing the left arm into the left leg. Find extended side angle. Inhale to unwind, releasing your block. And let's step forward again. Just fold in. From here, we're going to take Malasana. So either grab a block or just allow your toes to turn out, heels turn in, lower into your yoga squat, your Malasana squat, elbows into the inner thighs. Always an option to sit on 1 or 2 blocks. You can sit up and be here. So either way that you choose, find your squat. And if your heels are lifted, you can use your blanket, you can use the blocks to sit up on, or you can roll some of your mat underneath your heels just to get a little bit more grounded. Now here we're going to take the right arm in front of the right shoulder or right shin, and the left arm peels up. Look under, look up to the left thumb. Unwind. Left arm, left shin, right arm reaches up. And unwind. Find your squat, and then fold forward. Parallel your feet, bending the knees, maybe shake it out. Rooting down on the feet, rise up, reach. Come to mountain pose. Now we're going to work through a couple of standing poses, and then we're going to connect them into a sequence. So let's start first with Warrior One. So we're going to step back with your left foot, and then let your left heel come to the mat. Now here you're going to look down at your feet and maybe see if the right heel and the right ankle, or right heel and left heel are in line. You can always make it a little bit wider if need be. Everyone's hips are different, but try for heel to heel alignment. Straighten your right leg, draw the left hip forward, right hip back. So this upper body is in mountain pose, right? So this upper body is mountain pose, the legs are staggered. Bend your right knee, pressing strongly into the outer left leg, push through the left heel. From here, find mountain pose with your arms, and then let the hands come forward and up. Pinky fingers are automatically in, and you're in your Warrior One. Rooting down with the feet, reaching up and long with the arms, Warrior One. Breath in and out. Release to the mat. Step it forward, fold it in. We're going to step back with the right leg, pivot and plant your right foot. Rooting down on the feet, just lift the chest, pause. Your right toes are going to be about 2 o'clock. And you're going to look down to see if you have your left heel and your right heel aligned. Okay. So already for me, I can feel on this side, my hips are turning to the right. You want to pull, straighten your left leg, pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Find more of a mountain pose from the hips up, staggered legs below. Now, if you can notice, my right inner arch is lifted because I'm pushing so strongly into the outside of my right foot. From here, bend your left knee. Palms are facing forward down the sides of the body. Reach the arms up. Pinky fingers spin in. Reach to the sky, lengthen the sides of the body. Bend your left knee, drop the thigh. Warrior One, strong back right leg. Settle the arms to the mat, step forward, fold in. Root down, rise up, reach. Mountain pose. Step and turn. Face the left side of your mat, take a wide stance. So here, Prasarita pose, standing straddle, hands to the hips. Bring the hands maybe just a little bit behind, elbows draw in, kind of like what we were doing with our standing camel before, just a little less just a little less. So take a breath in. As you exhale, hinging forward, folding in. Keep the hands on the hips, let your head go. Only be here for a moment. Press into the outsides of the feet. Rooting down, rise up. Flat back. We'll go into warrior two. So from here, let's turn the right toes out. And we're here looking for heel to arch alignment. Front heel, back arch. Now, you're going to let your left heel press out a little bit more and your left toes turn in a little bit more. You might need to lengthen your stride. Bend your right knee and drop the thigh. So still my right knee and ankle are in line. I'm not buckling my right knee in. I'm pressing my right knee open. A lot of times you'll also see that right hip stick out or the left hip come in. You want to turn your torso towards the left side of your mat. So keep that left thigh in. Keep your right knee pushing out. Reach your arms. Squeeze the muscles in towards the bones. Look over the fingers. Find a strong warrior two. Even here, the chin dips slightly. Eyes gaze towards the fingers, right through the ring finger. Push through those ring fingers. Straighten the right leg, arms reach, parallel your feet. Left toes out, right toes in. Right now, press through the outside of the right heel. You're going to bend into the left knee. Right? So adjust your stance. If you need a longer stance, take it. The left thigh is parallel to the mat. Left knee presses open. Right leg is strong. Push into the outside of the right foot so that the inner arch lifts. Arms to the sides. Take a strong warrior two pose. Squeeze those muscles in towards the bones. Try not to pop that hip forward, right hip. You're going to make sure that the body on the torso is turning towards the side of the mat. Straighten the legs, reach the arms. Come back to two. Come back to Prasarita. Now, if you have those blocks, grab them again. Place them by your heels. We'll move through triangle pose on either side. Then we're going to put some things together. All right, so let's turn your right toes out. Turn your left toes slightly in. Now, in triangle pose, your stance is kind of important. So if you feel like you need a shorter stance, you can take it. Just heel toe your foot in. Longer stance, you can take it. Arms out to the sides, just like warrior two. Now we're hinging. Reach towards the front of the mat. Draw the hips towards the back of the mat. Tip over and reach for your block. Make sure it's right by your ankle. Now, spin your heart to the sky like we did before. So I'm pulling my right shoulder forward and I'm drawing my left shoulder back. And my right hip is hugging underneath so that my inner thigh comes to the sky and my right big toe grounds down. Move down to rise up. Parallel the feet. Left toes out. Arms are straight and long. Right toes come in slightly. Hinge at the hips. Tip over. Reach for your block. Bring it to your ankle. You're going to stack the shoulders. So here, left shoulder tries to come a little bit more forward. Right shoulder opens. Hug your left hip in. Root down through the left big toe. Root down to rise up. Parallel the feet. Hop or step them together. And come to the front of your mat. Okay, grab your blocks, make sure they're out of the way. Let's put this together. Okay, so let's start here in mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, audible side out. Let it go. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, dive. Inhale, lengthen, either hands to shins or blocks. Exhale, bend the knees. Let's step back with the left leg. Pivot and plant your left foot. Root down, rise up. Warrior one. Hands forward. Reach to the sky. Pinkies in. As you exhale, open warrior two. Shift your feet. Find your two. Breath in. As you exhale, either forearm to thigh or grab your block for your extended side angle, which we were doing before. If you want to add on, maybe the left arm over the ear. Hug that right hip in. Root down to rise up. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg. So here, my stance is too long. Heel toe it in just a little bit. Hinge at the hips. Tip over. Triangle pose. Maybe the hand comes to a block. Stack the shoulders, right shoulder forward, left shoulder a little bit more back. Open the heart, chin slightly in, look to the thumb on the left hand. Root down to rise up. Find your warrior two, shift your feet. Cartwheel down. Take your vinyasa. So chaturanga here. Pull your way down towards the mat. Inhale forward and through, upward dog. First, maybe you look up, tuck the chin, then draw the chin in, lengthen the back of the neck. Keep your hips lifted off the mat. Pull the belly button in up, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here in your downward dog and exhale it out. Walk your way to the front of the mat. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. Root down to rise up. Mountain pose. Step it, let's reach it up. Fold it down. Lengthen the spine. Bend the knees, step back to plank. Step back to pivot and plant your back foot. Warrior one, root down to rest. I'm on the wrong side. Step back with your right foot. Pivot and plant. See, my voice isn't working today. My fifth chakra is blocked. Let's rise up. Bend the left knee, drop the thigh. Palms are forward, arms lift and reach. Find your one. Inhale. Exhale to two. Shift your feet. Pause here in your two. Take a breath. As you exhale, extended side angle, finding a block if you want to, or forearm to thigh, right arm to the sky, hug the left hip in, maybe take the right arm up and over. Come back to your two. Straighten your left leg, hinge at the hips or walk it in. Tip over, triangle pose. Take the block to the outside of the left foot. Stack the shoulders. Left hip draws in, left big toe grounds. Root down, rise up, find your two. Shift your feet. Cartwheel down. Take it to plank. Your vinyasa here, your way. Maybe as you up dog, you look up, then draw the chin to the chest. Lengthen the spine, shoulders from the ears. Downward facing dog. Whew. Drop to the knees. Take a child's pose. From here, we're going to come into camel pose. So I like to offer different options for camel pose. If camel's really not your thing, there's a couple things we can do. So you can come to a reverse tabletop where you're sitting, planting your feet hip distance. Hands come behind you. You can lift the hips. Open the throat here if you want. Shoulders away from the ears. As you come out, you tuck the chin and lower the hips. Another option, if you really just don't want to get on the ground, you can have a chair. And if you're using a chair, bring it onto your mat so it's nice and firm and doesn't slide. This chair does not have any cushions. Also, it's a firm, sturdy chair. You're going to sit on the edge of the chair. Walk the hands back towards the back of your chair. Grab onto the chair with your hands. Lift your chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Here you can open the throat as well. Tucking the chin and releasing. So that's two options. The third option here, if you want to come onto the ground, grabbing a blanket, and placing that blanket onto the mat. Your shins come onto the blanket, your knees, your toes are curled under. Now, you're going to bring these blocks by your ankles. And at first, we're going to just do what we did as standing. So take your pick. You can also do this standing like we did earlier, where you're standing and doing a standing camel, or take it to the floor, the chair, or here on your shins. So what we want to make sure we do first is lengthen in the sides of the body. So I was told sometimes you can tuck your thumbs under your armpits and lift the side bodies. Now, once the side bodies are lifted, then take the hands to your hips. Now, press the hips forward like you're pressing those hips into a wall. Make sure the knees are hip distance. Elbows squeeze in. Hips are forward. Maybe you open the throat. Tuck your chin. Draw the hips back. Lower the hips to your seat and rest. So if you're on the chair, rest in the chair. If you're on the floor, come to sit. If you're with me, you're on your heels. So now if you're coming into full camel, you're going to lift the hips up. And we're going to take the thumbs under the armpits again, lift in the side bodies, soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then take that length in the side body and bring the hands to the hips. Press your hips forward, chin into the chest. Reach back for the blocks or your heels. Let your hips come more forward. Open the throat here now as the last option, last thing. Tuck the chin, hands to the hips. Hips draw back. Lower to sit on your heels. If you're in your chair pose, just fold into your chair, into your thighs. Here on our mats, you can take off the blanket and come to a child's pose. Settle here on your mat for a moment. Breathe in, audible exhale, ha. Rise up and take your legs out in front. Find your sit bones. Just counter with a forward fold. Reach up, inhale, exhale, fold. Let your heart pull towards your feet. Sit bones reach back. Rise up, soles of the feet touch, knees are wide, hands on the ankles, legs can be a little bit more forward or closer, up to you. Push the knees down, and then let's start to fold in, and then let the elbows assist. Try not to round too much. Your feet can open up a little bit like a book. Come to center. We're going to make our way down onto our backs. Coming into a shoulder stand. So either, first let's everyone take a block, and we'll take this block and place it under your, say from under your hips, under your pelvis. And make sure you feel sturdy and strong, it's not on your lower back. And then slowly draw one knee at a time into the chest. Just rock a little if you need to, finding the correct spot on the block. Then you can take the legs to the sky. Just let them hang there. Just let them dangle. Breathing. Now either you can stay here, or maybe we take it another step farther and we come into a plow pose. So from here, we're going to press our arms into the mat, bring the knees in towards the face. Hands come onto the lower back. We're going to tuck the elbows underneath you. I know this sounds kind of weird, but pull up on your back skin to get a little bit more exposure onto your shoulders and neck. Do not look around. Just pause and be here. Close your eyes. The color is blue. Let your chin come towards your chest, countering your camel pose. If you move into shoulder stand from here, make sure the elbows are tucked in. Support your body with your hands. Lift one leg up and then the other. Do not look around. Just look straight either towards the legs or towards the belly. Let your legs just be. Let them dangle. Be more active if you want. Slowly let one leg touch the ground behind you, the other through your plow pose. Slowly let the body roll back onto the mat. Use your hands like brakes. Maybe the block is still there. Release the feet to the floor. Lift the hips if the block is still underneath you. Place it down onto the floor. Let's come into a fish pose. Place the palms down on the mat. Let the arms come underneath the hips. Let your legs come long if you can. We're going to press into the palms, the elbows, the forearms. Lift the chest up off of the mat. Now maybe this is enough, or open the throat and come to the crown of the head. Do not shrug the shoulders. Do not look around. Look straight towards the back of the mat. Press into the hands, the elbows. Keep the shoulders from the ears. Tuck the chin when you're ready. Lower flat onto your back. Adjust if you need. Bring the right knee to the chest. Take it across the body for a twist. Right arm long. Gaze to the right. Come back to center. Right leg to the sky. Clasp behind the hamstring. Press away. Lower that right leg to the ground. Left knee in. Squeeze it in. Take it across the body for a twist. Keep scooting out the right shoulder to get the left shoulder to the mat. Come back to center, left leg to the sky, clasp behind the hamstring, press away, get your low back engaged. Release and let that leg land. Just bring both knees into the chest for a moment. Take a happy baby. Soles of the feet to the sky. Let the hands pull the feet down. Feet press into the hands. Feel your lower back as it melts into the mat. Close your eyes. The color is blue. Breathing in deeply. Audible exhale. Ha. Gently let your knees come into the chest. Place the feet on the floor. Extend your legs long. Take them as wide as your mat. Take the arms out to the sides. Palms up or down, up to you. Take a deep breath in. Audible exhale. Ha. Let it out. One more time. Deep breath in. Audible exhale. Ha. Let it go. Soften. Surrender. Just release and let go. Find stillness. Find peace. Take a long and deep breath in. And as you exhale, just move your attention to your throat. And imagine a sapphire blue chakra. And that blue glow of the chakra spreads like a vibration or a pulse from your throat to fill your neck and head, and then the rest of your body. Now imagine walking through a forest on a narrow path that is lined both sides by huge shade trees. You hear the sounds of insects and small animals. And in the distance, a stream is flowing. It's flowing over its rocky bed and makes a pleasant sound. Then you find a small clearing against a giant log that has fallen in the forest. You walk up to it and sit with it, with your back nestling up against the log. And the sounds of the forest become more evident to you. And there's a magical quality to them, and you now can hear the faintest of sounds. And the whole forest is playing a symphony just for you. Now you can see your fifth chakra spinning and gaining strength. As it spins faster, a blue light washes over you and pervades every cell, every pore in your body. Breathe deeply and feel the energy funneling into your throat, which is just bursting with this dazzling blue light. Now rest here in awareness. Another breath and release it. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, rocking your head from side to side. With an inhale, take your arms overhead, reaching long. As you exhale, knees to the chest. Roll to one side or the other and pause. Be there in stillness. Letting go, I whisper, it's okay to release. Letting go, my body says, thank you, back to me. Letting go, my mind settles, finding silence so sweet. Letting go, I feel my body welcoming peace. This feeling of centeredness, grounding, and ease becomes available anytime I'm willing to let go and welcome release. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, press yourself up to a comfortable seated pose, facing the front of your mat. Start to press down on the legs, ground yourself to the earth, and slide the hands to the kneecaps. Massaging the knees and the shins, let the hands cup your kneecaps. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, bend the elbows, hands to heart center, thumbs to the chest. Take a deep breath in. Audible side out. Joining our voices in the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Bowing your head to heart with so much gratitude. Thumbs to the third eye. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this practice. See you next time.